This new plugin will help your sounds go from this to sounding like this. All right guys, I am excited to finally showcase Illusion, which is our brand new creative analog delay plugin. This thing is an absolute powerhouse at taking any sort of normal sound and just adding a unique flair to it that can honestly go in 1,000 different directions. I have some really sick examples in this video to show you how this can really add a lot to any sort of top line sound, but to be honest, the deeper our team goes into playing with this, the crazier the sounds come out. And the deeper our team dives into this thing, the more possibilities we realize this thing can do. Let me do a quick explanation of how this thing works, okay? The main thing you need to look at are these 3 lights, which really represent the 3 types of delay going on all at once. As this little playhead moves, you'll see the light start to correlate with which part of the delay is happening. So if it's in the blue section, you'll see pitch number 1 activates, which means that delay signal right there gets pitched up an octave, which is represented by +12. And then the second it hits this second green section, I've changed it down to +0, which means it's gonna go back down to the original key. And that's the beautiful part about this plugin. You can take little bits of delay, pitch them, glide them around, and change the timing and get tons of different outcomes. There's a sync button here, but right now we're actually not in sync mode, which allows a lot of creative opportunities. And I'm gonna play with this big time knob right here on the delay, which really is a starting point at getting cool tones with this thing. And up here at the top, as you can see, it's already sounding crazy. And up here at the top, you can actually move these depending on how much of each one you want. So let's say you want more of pitch number 1, you simply just make this slider bigger. And up here at the top, you can also change the length of the entire thing. So if you want it to be 2 entire bars, you just click 2 bars and now you have more room to work with. So this thing actually works really great with top line specifically. So I'm gonna grab the top line there and I'm gonna put Illusion on it and start playing around to see what I can find. Down here towards the bottom, you actually, if you click this little button, you'll pull up your advanced settings, which essentially has a filter, character, and modulation. The filter is obviously, sometimes when you have a bassy sound, you can just cut the low end a little bit so the low end's not, bouncing on the delay. And then character will add color and tone to your sound, and modulation will just give it a bit of movement to give it some interesting texture as well. This glide feature right here will essentially dictate how long it's going to take to glide to that next pitch. So you hear the gliding tone on the delay. If you're wondering, +12 is obviously an octave, but we've also added a 5th and a 4th, so that way everything stays in key, but you can try out different tones. Okay, cool. As you can see, just as like a really creative delay to add on the back of this guitar lead, you instantly get some different tonalities and stuff. And one of the cool parts is if you don't want the mix knob all the way up, if you do it about 70%, you still get to hear that cool delay, but not overpowering the original signal. One thing that I really like about this, how it takes just regular sounds and turns them into something absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna pull up FL Keys, a basic stock piano. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in Illusion. So when you move the time knob, you gotta think, if you're not in sync mode, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a lot of interesting places you're gonna have to find by dialing it in. As you can see, strange places you can go with this thing. And honestly, the place I've been having the most fun is when I take one sound and I actually stack a multiple on and I just keep building upon it with more crazy sounds going into it. Already something like this, I think could be turned into like a sick vintage beat with a very creative little flair on it. The key is like just random ass texture. Like that's one of the really cool things about what this adds is it's like these little pockets, whether it be synchronized or desynchronized delay, and you can find a lot of cool stuff with this, okay? And there's been a lot of industry guys already hitting me up for this, and I'm really excited because I know that people who are looking to take original melody loops and then want to flip them, turn them into your own, this can be one of those tools in your arsenal that lead to like hundreds of different possibilities, okay? And this thing's a lot of fun to play around with. So this is actually one of our premium plugins, but there is an opportunity to get this thing 100% for free, so I wanna go ahead and tell you how. We are dropping one of our brand new production suites, Duality, and we'll be releasing 1,000 licenses of Duality. And for the 1,000 people that get it, you're actually gonna get free early access to Illusion. You can still buy it later, but it's not gonna be released, and not to mention when we release it, it's probably gonna be about 150 bucks. So if you want one of the best chances to get Illusion for free, you should actually get on the early access list for Duality. This essentially gives you a 1-hour head start over the public release. You get an email and text, and you can get a chance to go pick it up first. Anyways, I'm gonna keep playing around with this. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. I really don't even think any one video could do this plugin justice because it can go in so many different directions. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video and I hope you're excited about using this thing.